After Joel, Pedro Pascal, and Ellie, Bella Ramsey, solidified their bond in the 4th episode of The Last of Us, titled Please Hold My Hand, the 5th episode, titled Endure and Survive, introduces us to a new duo struggling to survive in the post-outbreak world. Brothers Henry, Lamar Johnson, and Sam, Keivonn Montreal Woodard, are also attempting to flee Kansas City. While the previous episode highlighted the beauty of connecting with someone during the apocalypse, Endure and Survive portrays the harsh reality of love and loss in this apocalyptic world, where letting someone in means risking inevitable heartbreak. Welcome to Streaming Addicted, your YouTube channel that reveals the best movies and TV series of the moment every day.
But where's the justice in that? It ends the way it ends, haven't you heard? Kansas City is free.
The 5th episode of The Last of Us, titled Endure and Survive, takes us back to the recent past where the people of Kansas City have overthrown Fedra and taken control of the quarantine zone. Amidst the chaos and violence, we see Henry and his deaf brother Sam trying to navigate the war-torn streets and make their way to safety, all while avoiding the new rulers of the QZ who are hunting down Fedra officers and collaborators. Meanwhile, Kathleen, Melanie Linsky, has captured a group of informers who had once worked with Fedra, and she confronts them about their past actions. She asks them how it felt to betray their neighbors and watch them be sent to prison or killed in exchange for basic necessities like medicine, alcohol, and even apples. Now that the tables have turned, Kathleen is in charge and promises that no one needs to die. The group will go on trial, and since they are guilty, will serve time. But first, Kathleen wants to know the whereabouts of Henry. After the group remains silent, Kathleen orders her right-hand man, Perry, played by Jeffrey Pierce, to kill them. However, one person in the group claims that Henry is with Edelstein, the doctor whom Kathleen killed in episode 4. Kathleen seems surprised by this revelation, as Edelstein had promised to meet up with Henry and Sam if things went wrong. Despite this, the informant is unsure of their location. Kathleen immediately sends her men out to search for them, emphasizing that finding Henry is their top priority. When Perry questions whether they will actually put the informants on trial, Kathleen reveals that they will not and instructs Perry to burn their bodies for quicker disposal. We are taken back to Henry and Sam, who have successfully reached the meeting point and discovered Edelstein hiding in a crawl space. Edelstein reveals that a Fedra officer informed him about the location, which is currently unknown to the authorities. However, this trio has no ammo and limited resources to survive on. Henry suggests that they should try to escape the QZ through tunnels. Based on their remaining food supply, they have approximately 11 days to plan their next move. Edelstein observes that Sam is anxious because Henry is afraid. Sam engages in a conversation with Henry while he draws a superhero on his magic slate toy, which is hanging around his neck. Henry reassures Sam that they are 100% safe and tells him that he is not scared. However, he admits that the only problem is that the hideout they are in is ugly. To make the place more lively, Henry gives Sam a huge bag of crayons and encourages him to decorate the walls. 10 days later, Sam's superhero drawings adorn the hideout, but their situation is becoming more critical. The streets are filled with soldiers, and they are down to 1 can of food. When Edelstein has been missing for a day, Sam is anxious to eat, but Henry tells him to wait. The next day, when Edelstein still has not returned, Henry tells Sam they must leave since they have no more food. Henry has been observing the teams on the street and knows their patterns so that they can escape safely. Henry tells Sam that Fedra may have killed Edelstein, and they embrace, knowing that they only have each other. Henry has an idea and asks Sam to close his eyes. He paints an orange superhero mask around Sam's eyes, turning his brother into Super Sam. As they prepare to leave, a crash and shootout interrupts Henry and Sam's plans. Joel takes out the Kansas City crew, but Henry decides to change his plan. That night, Henry and Sam sneak up on Joel and Ellie's sleeping quarters, guns drawn. Henry tells them that they don't want to harm them, they want to help them. After some initial suspicion from Joel, Henry explains that they are the most wanted men in Kansas City, and with Joel and Ellie there, it's a close call. Joel suggests going their separate ways, but Henry has a different idea. He offers to show them the way out of the city in the morning. The next day, Joel and Henry survey the city. Joel comments on the reputation of the Kansas City Fedra as monsters, and Henry agrees, adding that they've done the same to Fedra in revenge. He also admits that he was a collaborator, which makes Joel hesitant to work with him, but Henry needs someone to clear the way since he's never been violent or killed anyone. So, the two make an alliance. Meanwhile, Sam and Ellie have become friends, with Henry remarking that he hasn't heard Sam laugh in a long time. Henry lays out his plan, explaining that the city is under the control of Kathleen, but there's a way to cross the town through maintenance tunnels that lead to freedom. When Joel asks what they bring to the table, Henry shares that the infected were forced underground by Fedra 15 years ago, and they never came back up. Although everyone, including Kathleen, believes that the tunnels are teeming with infected, Henry has inside information from a Fedra source that the tunnels are actually clear. Despite acknowledging that the plan is risky, Henry takes heart in Joel and Ellie's ability to face two clickers in the past without injury. The group arrives at a bank that leads to the path of the tunnels, and upon entering, Joel instructs Ellie to be ready with her weapon. As they proceed through the tunnels, they come across no infected, but they stumble upon an area adorned with kids' drawings. They spot a door that resembles the entrance to a fairy tale castle, and upon entering, they discover an entire children's playground with more drawings, toys, books, and even a makeshift soccer goal. Joel recognizes it as one of the settlements that people created by going underground after Outbreak Day. As they explore the tunnels, the group stumbles upon a surprising discovery, an area adorned with colorful drawings made of kids. A door that resembles a castle leads them to a space filled with toys, books, and even a makeshift soccer goal. Joel recognizes the place as a settlement that people made underground after the outbreak, and they find a drawing that says "Our Protectors," with two men named Danny and Ish. In The Last of Us Part 1, Ish was a man who discovered a family in the nearby suburbs and formed a community with them. He eventually met Danny, and together they became protectors of their hideout, as depicted in the drawing. However, the group learns that the settlement was attacked by infected after a door was left open, and the fate of Ish and his group is unknown. Sam finds an issue of Savage Starlight, a comic book series that Ellie collects in the first game. Ellie shares her excitement with Sam over the issue, and they bond even more over their shared love of the series. Sam teaches Ellie how to say "endure and survive" in sign language, while Ellie recites a quote from the comic, "To the edge of the universe and back." They all agree to stay in the playroom for a while, with Henry suggesting that they wait until it gets darker to continue their journey. While Henry and Joel plan their next move, Ellie and Sam revel in the opportunity to be normal kids for a little while longer. As Sam and Ellie play, Joel pulls Henry aside and tells him that he understands why he would betray his own people to protect Sam. Joel admits that he's done bad things too, despite what he said earlier about never hurting anyone. Henry shares a story about a great man he once knew who was always forgiving and never selfish. But when his own brother got sick with leukemia and Fedra had the only medicine that could help, Henry knew he had to make a sacrifice. He gave up the resistance leader to Fedra in exchange for the medicine, and he feels guilty for what he did. But he believes that Joel can relate, as he can tell Joel was once someone's father. After their heart-to-heart conversation, Joel realizes that they can't stay in the underground hideout forever and they need to keep moving. We find Kathleen in a kid's bedroom with Perry, who informs her that they haven't found Henry or the man who killed Brian yet. Kathleen's mom told Perry where she was, and we learn that this is the room where Kathleen grew up. As they reminisce about their childhood, Kathleen shares a memory of being scared of thunder and how her brother Michael would comfort her by telling her that their room was a big wooden box that nothing could penetrate. She remembers feeling safe as long as they were together in their perfect box. Kathleen laments about her brother Michael's death and how he was a beautiful person, while she herself feels ugly because of the things she's done. She reflects on a conversation she had with Michael in jail, where he urged her to forgive Henry and not seek revenge. Kathleen questions the value of forgiveness when it didn't prevent Michael's death. Perry disagrees, saying that while Michael was a great man, it was Kathleen who took action and made a difference. He asserts that they are with her and support her decisions. They continue to search for Henry and the man who killed Brian. After safely making it through the tunnels, the group walks through the suburbs outside, and as they discuss their destination of Wyoming, they narrowly avoid getting shot by a nearby house. Joel devises a plan to sneak around and confront the shooter, an old man with a sniper rifle. Despite Joel's efforts to reason with the man, the situation escalates into a shootout, which attracts the attention of Kathleen's men. Joel yells for the others to run as he takes up the sniper rifle and attempts to shoot the incoming cars. With a well-aimed shot, Joel takes down the driver of a truck that's about to hit Ellie, Sam, and Henry. However, Kathleen's forces are still after them, and she taunts Henry, demanding his surrender and showing no concern for the lives of the children. Henry urges Ellie to take Sam and prepare to flee as he confronts Kathleen. In a tense exchange, Henry pleads with her to understand his actions and let the kids go. But Kathleen remains unmoved and questions Sam's worth. Despite the danger, Henry remains determined to protect his family and meet with Kathleen. As the group faces Kathleen, she prepares to shoot Henry and declares, "It ends the way it ends." But suddenly, an exploded truck nearby begins to sink into the ground, and the group hears the cries of infected underground. After years of being buried, a massive stream of infected emerges from the hole, attacking Kathleen's soldiers. As Joel shoots the infected, Ellie jumps into a truck to safety, but a bloater, a massive infected that Ellie mentioned in a previous episode, emerges and easily decapitates Perry. Inside the truck, an infected child makes its way towards Ellie, flipping and tossing her way through. Ellie escapes the truck and joins Henry and Sam, who are fighting off infected under another truck. Joel protects Ellie with the sniper rifle, while she makes her way to them and eventually stabs the infected, freeing Henry and Sam from danger. However, just as they are about to reach safety, Kathleen holds them up at gunpoint. Suddenly, the infected child sneaks up on Kathleen and attacks her, giving the group a chance to reunite and run away from the chaos of the Kansas City suburb. The group finally reaches a hotel where Joel and Henry have a heart-to-heart about their journey. Joel extends an invitation for Henry and Sam to join them on their trip to Wyoming. Henry agrees, wanting Sam to have a friend on their travels. The next day, Ellie and Sam spend their time reading comic books together. Sam then asks Ellie if she ever gets scared, to which she confesses that she's scared of scorpions and of ending up alone. Sam shares his own fear, wondering if he'll still be himself if he turns into a monster. Suddenly, he reveals a bite on his leg, and Ellie shows her own bite mark, telling Sam that her blood is the cure. Ellie cuts her hand and rubs her blood into Sam's wound, hoping it will save him. Sam asks Ellie to stay with him, and she promises to do so as they embrace. The following morning, Ellie wakes up and finds Sam sitting on the edge of the bed, staring out the window, having turned into one of the infected. Ellie tries to fend him off, but he overpowers her, and they both fall onto Joel and Henry, who are sleeping nearby. Henry grabs Joel's gun and shoots at the ceiling, warning Joel not to interfere. In the chaos, Henry shoots Sam off Ellie, and realizing what he has done, he breaks down in tears. With the gun aimed at Joel, Henry questions himself repeatedly, "What did I do?" But despite Joel's attempts to reason with him, Henry puts the gun to his head and pulls the trigger, leaving Ellie and Joel in disbelief. Outside, Joel digs 2 graves for the brothers, and Ellie places Sam's magic slate on his grave. Ellie asks Joel which direction is west, and they start walking. Ellie sees she has written "I'm sorry" on the slate, and they both leave the hotel, the pain, and the memories behind as they move forward on their journey. How do you think the events in this episode will impact Joel and Ellie's relationship moving forward? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.
No.